Well, Stephen, Natasha Diddy's ex-girlfriend for hire, going under the pseudonym Jane, was on the hot seat today under cross-examination, providing more details about her business and sex relationship with Diddy, and really getting into her jealousy that Diddy was showing a lot of attention and going public with rapper Young Miami.
The fuck, like he called, we should kick it on telephone and after the main.
Right.
And the nigga be like, matter of fact, they sent me the girl pictures, like pictures of this girl, like not the that y'all saw.
Hey, baby, we had a great time. Stay in the light. It's all good. Get your rest. You are the crack pipe.
A voicemail of Diddy calling 50 Cent's baby mama his crack pipe was just played in federal court, and now 50 is exploding online, dragging them both into a public war that's turning this case inside out. And yes, 50's reaction is just as savage, diabolical, and humiliating as you'd expect, but what no one saw coming was how deep this love triangle goes, or how it's tied to sex trafficking charges, freak-off parties, and custody threats over a child caught in the middle. Because what just played in court wasn't just freaky, it was evidence. And while Diddy stayed silent, 50 Cent pulled receipts. Instagram posts parody videos and private payback that goes all the way back to a casting decision in BMF. This isn't a rumor, it's a federal scandal, and it all started with a voicemail. It wasn't just some private moment secretly recorded. There was evidence played out loud inside a federal courtroom, and Diddy was sitting silently while the jury listened to his own voice pour through the speakers.
We had a great time. Stay in the light. It's all good. Get your rest. You are the crack pipe. That's my new name for you, crack pipe. Or should I call you CP? But, yeah.
He wasn't drunk, he was calm, almost like he thought it was romantic. This voicemail wasn't from 2006. It wasn't dug up from the bad boy vault. It was played in court in 2025, and prosecutors believe the woman on the receiving end was Jane. Though the anonymous accuser now testifying against Diddy in his federal trafficking case, but social media and insiders say the quiet part out loud. Jane Doe, she's allegedly Daphne, joy model, entrepreneur, former girlfriend of Diddy, and the mother of 50 Cent's son. This is what proved it all for the fans.
Date, and they spent 5 days in a hotel room. Said they had dinner on the balcony, they went all the way, and she let him know that she had a child with someone that he knew. This person did not get along with Diddy, but he said that he
Contract. That one word shifted the entire mood suddenly. It wasn't just a nickname or freaky flirtation. It was a business arrangement, a financial setup, a transaction cloaked in affection.
I want you to stay in the light. You know what I'm saying? We had a very, very good time together. Like so much fun. So much fun. Now go rest up. Get in your bag. You know what I'm saying? Got your contract. Find a nice little spot. Put your mind at ease. And, yeah, I had a great time.
So what was this contract really? According to testimony, Diddy was allegedly paying Jane Doe $10,000 a month. Not just rent, he funded her furniture, her veneers, her clothing brand. And she admitted she wasn't the only one. Diddy did this with multiple women, all under what insiders now call love contracts. But for Jane, this was personal. Prosecutors said Diddy lured her in with intimacy, then trapped her in luxury. She became reliant on him financially, emotionally, physically, and the more she leaned in, the more twisted it got.
After the break, the prosecutor showed text messages from October of 2023 where Diddy said to Jane Doe, "I want to spend the day with you." And she replied saying, "You make it crystal clear what you want me for." And then she asked him, "You're going to spend the day, love?"
According to court records, she testified that she was expected to show up for hotel nights events involving drugs, sex, and sometimes hired male escorts nights that weren't spontaneous but planned.
Jane Doe calls Diddy a fuck and says she believes he has bi-curiosity. After the short break, Teeny Garagos asked Jane Doe if she was willingly participating in these hotel nights. She said while no one physically forced her at the time, she was a willing participant, saying, "I felt I had to keep the relationship." She also said that the most affection she would receive from Diddy were on these nights and that she liked the parts when it was just him.
And he allegedly made sure she knew exactly what her role was. In one text, he reportedly told her, "You got me on my job. It will never work like that over here. You need to get on your job." Meaning it was her job to take care of him and make sure he's happy. He also said, "You have left me no choice. You have me treating you. I am trying to be clear. I am going to disappear on you." Another time after a freak-off went wrong, he allegedly reminded her, "Look at the roof over your head, and that pretty smile. I don't want to do anything if that's still an issue." And despite all that, she stayed until the courtroom made her speak. If there was ever a moment where the illusion cracked, it was this. Jane Doe, standing under cross-examination, was asked a simple question: "You gladly receive designer purses, right?" Jane said, "No, I got trauma." Jaros asked, "Do you know what a Becca bag is?" Then Jane replied with, "I'm sure you have one." Garagos asked again, "How much does one cost?" Then Jane snapped. She spat back, "How much does my body cost?" Then they talked about her jealousy toward Young Miami, because it had already been documented in her notes. She testified that Diddy flaunted his relationship with Miami like a prize: public dates, red carpet appearances, and all the while, she said, she was being hidden, shipped in and out like cargo.
For 24 hours, yeah, you always wanted to set some up. So now you got the opportunity. So set some up for tomorrow night. That last vision we had was Dawn and ATL. See you put it together, baby.
Which explains why Jane's resentment toward Young Miami wasn't just emotional, it was legal leverage. She claimed Diddy used their arrangement against her, calling her needy, jealous, manipulative. She said she had no choice but to tolerate his nights, because if she said no, he'd cut her off financially. At one point, her voice cracked as she described trying to hold it together, hiding bruises with makeup after he allegedly choked her during an argument, still showing up for hotel nights, still texting him love notes, still thanking him. She told the court that being in Diddy's world was like being in a bubble where nothing felt real, and yet she admitted part of her still craved his attention even after all of it. But this is where things got dark. She testified that Diddy didn't just invite her to parties. He sent her instructions who to bring, what to wear, when to show up. He allegedly asked her to recruit others and to secure their silence. She said he offered perks, flights, gifts, rent. He was running what prosecutors now call a freak-off enterprise, a network of women looped into transactional sex with consent wrapped in confusion. And it wasn't a theory. The love contract was real. She confirmed it in court. She said Diddy asked her what she wanted. She said $15,000 a month. He offered $10,000, and she accepted.
With Diddy's former chief of staff, Christina Koram, and asking if they got along well. She testified that KK actually disliked her and that negatively impacted how Diddy would treat her. She said, "I believe she had strong opinions about me, which influenced a great deal of how Sean also treated me." Now, remember in Jane Doe's testimony how she had said that KK told her to fly to Miami with substances in her bag? Well, the defense team pulled up a text message saying, "It's not written in these texts." Well, Jane Doe confirmed that it did happen, but it happened verbally over the phone.
They drafted a 2-year agreement. She moved into a new house with her child. Diddy paid for her furniture, gave her money to start a fashion line, and all the while she still had to show up for the lifestyle. One night, she testified that she agreed to an all-star night where she and Diddy would host a hotel freak-off with their top 3 male performers. She said she wanted out. She started making excuses. She sent him a text with a photo of pink toilet paper hinting at her period. He texted back, "Don't ask for money again." The court went silent when those texts were read aloud, so now the question wasn't just whether Diddy had too much power, it was whether Jane was a victim or his favorite plaything, because for every sob story, there was a designer bag. For every violent moment, there was a cash transfer, and for every freak-off night, a suite, a contract. Even the jury looked unsure, but 50 Cent, he didn't hesitate, because the second this courtroom chaos hit the headlines, he went nuclear. He opened Instagram, uploaded a selfie of Daphne Joy, paired it with a courtroom sketch, and then dropped the most sarcastic caption of the year: "Hey, does anyone know who Jane Doe is? I'm trying to research this." That post was deleted within hours, but not before screenshots went viral across TMZX and every hip-hop blog in existence. The implication was clear. 50 wasn't just trolling, he was calling her out on the biggest stage during a federal trial using her own image. And then came the second post, 50 Cent and his son Sire giving the camera a legendary side-eye caption said, "WTF?" But 50 didn't stop at memes. He called up his AI team and dropped one of the most savage parody videos the hip-hop world has ever seen. Freak Off Family Matters, a spoof of the old sitcom intro, except now it's edited to feature Diddy, Daphne, Cassie, Young Miami, and every name tied to the Freak Off rumors dancing to the line.
Now, first of all, this was not a written contract. This was a verbal contract. You know how you and your man is talking and you asking him for some money to pay some bills. So I guess Jane Doe and Diddy were talking or whatever, and he said, how much do you want your allowance to be? And Jane Doe said, 15K. I want my allowance, my monthly allowance to be 15K. And Diddy was like, no, it's going to be 10K. So they agreed on 10K.
He played his dirtiest card yet way back in 2023 when rumors first surfaced that Diddy and Daphne were closer than friends. 50 Cent pulled a quiet power move. He cast Young Miami in his own show That's Right BMF, the Black Mafia family drama he executive produces. Most people thought it was just a collab, but now we're seeing it for what it was, a hit job, because think about it, Diddy's girl in a show produced by 50 Cent while Diddy was allegedly sneaking around with 50's baby mama behind the scenes. And if you think 50 was just doing this out of jealousy, think again, because around this time Daphne was still living in the Diddy-funded mansion, still getting monthly deposits, still locked into her love contract, and 50 knew Diddy was sleeping with the mother of his child, and instead of losing his mind, he turned it into a streaming check. But the pettiest post of all was saved for Father's Day. 50 didn't post a cute photo, he didn't post a throwback with his son, he posted this Happy Father's Day, little, I'll have full custody soon, little, you'll be back on OnlyFans in no time, little. And it was messy because just months before this, 50 had filed for full custody of their son sire, allegedly because of Daphne's involvement in the Diddy lawsuit and her name being connected to the sex trafficking investigation. But Daphne wasn't staying silent. In fact, her next move would flip the tables again. By now, the entire internet had basically rebranded her. Jane Doe is Daphne Joy. The courtroom sketches, the leaked testimony, the freak-off receipts, all signs pointed to 50 Cent's baby mama, and for a moment it felt like she was drowning in it. But then came her clapback, and it wasn't subtle. She posted on Instagram addressing not just 50, but the entire world. It read like a personal manifesto, a digital scream. Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of raping me and physically accusing me. You are no longer my oppressor, and God will handle you from this point on. She directly accused 50 Cent of rap and abuse, and no one saw that coming. She made it clear she wasn't taking this lying down. She denied Lil Rod's allegations. She denied being Diddy's paid escort, and she sued 50 Cent for defamation.